Today, I'm going to be finding out how long it takes an expansion team to win the Stanley Cup in NHL 26. We have done this now for 3 years at this point. It's become a staple of the channel. NHL 26, the computer AI GM, it is all up to them. The Alabama Burger Boys are back, better than ever. We are going to be playing in the worst division in all of hockey, the Metropolitan Division. Now, to help out the AI GM, I will be turning off salary cap. I found it gives it a better sim and also gives them a better chance of building a Stanley Cup contending roster. Head coach edit lines will be on, auto staff management on, and auto sign free agents as well. As the only thing I'm going to be doing is picking this team. Outside of that, I will not be doing a single thing to this roster, and I will be hoping that the computer AI can build a good enough team to win the Stanley Cup at least one season. We did not end up winning the draft lottery. Alabama will end up picking 5th overall. The expansion draft is here, and it is time to go through every single NHL franchise, grab a player that I believe will contribute to winning here in Alabama. So Jacob Trouba will be from the Anaheim Ducks. In Boston, there's not a lot of great options, so I'm going to go with Joka Harju, top 4 low, 26 years old. The good news is we don't have to worry about salary cap, so I can just take the best available player. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen wouldn't be a bad goaltender, but I'm going to go with Alex Tuch, 87 overall winger. Rasmus Andersson from the Calgary Flames. I don't know how Andrei Svechnikov was left unprotected by the Carolina Hurricanes, but welcome into Alabama. 87 overall with elite medium potential. An absolute steal already. Chicago, they obviously have nobody good. I'm just going to take Connor Murphy on the back end. Josh Manson from Colorado wouldn't be bad, but I'm going to go with Ross Colton instead. 83 overall, 28 years of age. He is a grinder. Dennis Severson, 86 overall from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Bruce Jenner, no thank you. I think I'll go with Damon Severson from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Patrick Kane from the Detroit Red Wings. Maverick Bourque from the Dallas Stars is the guy that I want to go after. 80 overall, 23 years old. Jake Wallman was left unprotected, so I'm going to take him from the Edmonton Oilers. Nico Mikkola wouldn't be a bad pick. Tarasov's not good enough to take, so yeah, 29 years old, 85 overall. I will gladly take Adrian Kempe from the Los Angeles Kings. Minnesota, Jonas Brodin at an 88 overall, 31 years of age. This team off rip probably is not even going to be that bad. We're going to be good in year number 1. Now, the question is, do we want to take Patrick Laine or Mike Matheson? We already have 8 defensemen, so I think we got to go with Laine, go with the goal scorer, add him to our roster. Perbix, no thank you. Eric Haula, I guess, is going to be our guy. 81 overall, 34 years of age. The Devils have left Dougie Hamilton and Jonas Siegenthaler. I'm going to take Siegenthaler. I know we already have 8 D-men, but 87 overall, 28-year-old is hard to pass up on. I will take Anders Lee from the New York Islanders, the Rangers. Artemi Panarin? Nah, what are we doing here, EA? Tell me how the New York Rangers left Artemi Panarin unprotected in the expansion draft. 92 overall. I will gladly take him on my roster. He's going to be easily our best player in year number 1. So, Lars Eller, I think, is the best available forward from the Ottawa Senators. Philly doesn't really have a lot of great options. I guess I'm going to take Samuel Ersson on the back end, 82 overall, 25 years old. He can be our starting goaltender. Unless we find a better option that will fit this franchise. Anthony Mantha's only 30 years old. Pittsburgh, man. Penguins are absolutely in shambles. I will take Jeff Skinner from the San Jose Sharks at an 82 overall. Nick Bukestad from the St. Louis Blues. Oliver Borkstrand or Darren Radish. Actually, Yanni Gourde. No, Yanni Gourde's 33 years old. I'm going to take Oliver Borkstrand. 84 overall, 30 years of age. Chris Tanev is available from Toronto. So is OEL, Max Domi, Scott Lawton. Anthony Stolarz. I think Stoli at an 87 will be the wise choice to make. Nick Schmaltz from the Utah Mammoth. Okay, things are getting out of hand. How the hell is Quinn Hughes available? 96 overall, 25 years of age. He's only making 7.8 for the next 2 seasons. I would be an absolute asshat if I decided not to take him here in the expansion draft. That definitely is going to speed up the process. We are going to take William Karlsson from the Vegas Golden Knights, Nick Dowd from the Washington Capitals, and finally for the Winnipeg Jets, I think we need another goaltender. Not going to take Adam Lowry, but instead Eric Comrie from the Winnipeg Jets. Bang, there it is. The Alabama Burger Boys, I'm not going to lie, they're looking good. This is what our year number 1 roster will look like in NHL 26. Somebody cooked here. I'm also going to be making the first round draft pick for at least year number 1. Gustav Kolosov, elite medium potential, defensive defenseman. Welcome to Alabama. 79 overall with elite medium potential. I can live with that. Anybody that we do need to get back, it is not my job, not my problem. I will leave it up to the computer AI general manager to absolutely cook and to hopefully bring back all the players that I literally just selected from the expansion draft. The free agents list in year number 1, I'm not going to lie, is pretty weak outside of Alexander Ovechkin. Ovi is on the market, 39 years old, 91 overall. Jacob Trouba did not re-sign in Alabama. We got guys like Lowry, Borkstrand, Andres Lee, Evander Kane, and Stuart Foreskin Skinner looking for $6.2 million at an 84 overall. Funny enough, we actually offer that man a contract. Now, I do think I gave the computers a pretty good head start. Kempe, Schmaltz, and Panarin as our top line. Tuck will play alongside Patrick Laine and Andrei Svechnikov. We got Patty Kane alongside William Karlsson and Ross Colton. Offensively, there still is, of course, some issues, but I think overall we're pretty good. Defensively is where we really shine. Quinn Hughes, best defenseman on this roster, 96 overall. He's going to play alongside Jonas Brodin. We are going to go Jake Wallman alongside Rasmus Anderson and then Severson with Joka Harju. And we got a pretty decent starter in Anthony Stolarz at an 87 overall with Skinner. Stu will be the backup. If I were to rate this roster out of 10 for an expansion team, I would give this a solid 8. My final duty until I hand it off to the computers is name the leadership core. Quinn Hughes obviously will be our captain. I'm going to give Patrick Kane an A, and on the back end, we will go with Jonas Brodin as our other assistant captain. The inaugural season for the Alabama Burger Boys overall went pretty well. 42 wins, 35 losses, and 5 in overtime. We didn't make the playoffs. 89 points, just missed out by the Carolina Hurricanes, who had 92. Despite the fact that we play in the weakest division, we still couldn't make the postseason. Florida, they dominated. Best team in the NHL, followed by Tampa Bay, Boston, Minnesota, and Colorado. Individually, nobody is shocked to see Quinn Hughes lead our team in scoring 98 points and only 11 goals. Artemi Panarin had 80, Nick Schmaltz 65, Patty Laine put up a 27-goal season, which I believe would be like the most he's had in a little bit. Yeah, since 2019-20, he scored 28 that year, 27 in 25-26. Adrian Kempe had 52, Andrei Svechnikov only 47, and for Anthony Stolarz, that man was not as good, but obviously being on a worse team will do that. David Pasternak will have the most points in the NHL at 117 and the most goals at 57. Well, we got the first ever three-peat in the NHL since the Islanders won 4 in a row back in the 1980s. The Florida Panthers are absolutely unstoppable, man. Connor McDavid still led the postseason in scoring in only 14 games. The man had 24 points. Mikko Rantanen had 23. Marchand 23. Again, the Panthers get it done based on a team effort and not just one guy carrying the offensive load. Oh man, that really does hurt to see. It'll be a clean sweep in all the major individual awards besides the Hart, as McDavid will take that home. Quinn Hughes will win the Norris. The Conn Smythe is going to go to Anton Lundell, Mackenzie Blackwood the Vezina, and Anze Kopitar the Selke. And what will be his final season in the NHL? The New York Rangers will win the NHL draft lottery. From the conference finals to winning the lottery. Nicholas Backstrom is gone in this universe. Unfortunately, Anze Kopitar will not be retiring as he's going to stick around for a little bit longer. Goodbye to Carey Price. Alex DeBrincat is the highest overall available at an 88. Drew Doughty is on the market. Teuvo Teravainen, Philip Deneau, Andres Lee. For goaltenders, Johnny Gibson did not like his stay in Detroit, so he's back in free agency, trying to find a new home. Alabama is pretty much just going to roll out the exact same lineup that we had last season. Honestly, if anything a little bit worse, why do we have a defenseman in the form of Nico Mikkola starting on our fourth line? Have things really gotten that bad here in Alabama? Our D-core is going to remain the same. Quinn Hughes, you're playing on the top line alongside Jonas Brodin. And then between the pipes, Anthony Stolarz is still an 87 overall. I'm not going to help out the computers. They got to figure this shit out, man. A 67 overall on the fourth line and a goddamn defenseman playing right wing? What is the general manager doing? It'll be interesting to see if we can build off of year number 1 and have a better regular season, although overall our roster probably is not as good as it once was. Well, it only took 2 seasons for Alabama to become the best team in the Metro. 45-31-6 record, 96 points. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit shocked by that. We are not a top 10 team in the NHL. Actually, we were. 9th overall is not bad. We got Quinn Hughes setting career highs left, right, and center, 110 points. Artemi Panarin had 90 and 32 goals. Kempe, 87. Nick Schmaltz is a 73-point player. Patrick Laine had 22 goals. And on the back end, Anthony Stolarz. I mean, he was decent. 31 wins, 1 shutout, a 902. Not really the greatest stats in the world, but the man is 33. Connor McDavid led the NHL in scoring, 117 points. The most goals will go to Nathan McKinnon, who had 64. Shout out to Adam Fantilli, 50 goals and 85 points at age 22. Maybe could be a better goal scorer than Bedsy at 31 in year 2, 44 in year 3. The man is just getting better and better every single season. Since we did make the playoffs, we got Les Montreal in round number 1. Gotta be honest, I don't really know how the series is gonna go. A lot of uncertainty heading into the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. I wouldn't be mad if we end up losing, but I mean, if we get it done in year 2, this might be the quickest video that I have ever done. Dominate Montreal, move on to play the Philadelphia Flyers in the second round. Quinn Hughes in the back end at a 97 probably is going to be the reason this does not take usually as long as it does. We are 8-1 to start the postseason. Tampa Bay is the only team stopping us from making the Stanley Cup Finals. We came this close to making the Cup Finals in year 2, a 3-2 defeat in Game 7. That is absolutely unbelievable. The future is bright here in Alabama, as the Lightning would go on and win the Stanley Cup, beating Vegas in Game 7 of the Cup Finals. We were literally this close to being a Stanley Cup champion in year 2. We got Quinn Hughes going off in the sim, 21 points in 16 games. Adrian Kempe had 11 goals. Artemi Panarin, 18 points. Tuch chipped in. Schmaltz, Svechnikov, Jake Wallman did his job. And Stolarz had a 913. Connor McDavid will win the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. McKinnon the Maurice Richard. Hughes with the Norris. Jake Gensel the Conn Smythe. Joseph Wall wins the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Crosby. The St. Louis Blues will win the draft lottery. Edmonton, not only did they miss the playoffs, but they're going to select second, and then the New York Islanders will be number 3. The best defensive defenseman of all time, Ryan Suter, is retiring. Hold up a minute. The man had over 700 points in his career. Bambi, Tyler Myers is gone. We got Jack Johnson, Connor Sheary, Brendan Dillon. A whole lot of bums retiring in the National Hockey League this year. Zach Werenski is the best guy available in free agency, 93 overall. Keller's there. Roman Josi at 37 years old. We offered Frank Vetrano a contract, so maybe he could sign in Alabama. And Andrei Vasilevsky, damn, a 93 overall goaltender is on the market. Pretty much no changes to our forward core. We still got Kempe, Schmaltz, and Panarin on our top line. Laine alongside Tuch and Svechnikov. Maverick Bourque returned to the team, 85 overall. Probably is the future of the franchise. Bottom 6 definitely needs some work, but luckily we got a 97 overall Quinn Hughes on the back end. And a overall pretty good D-core with Anthony Stolarz still being an 87. This team realistically could win the Stanley Cup. Well, you know, there's always a shot that I am wrong. Right now, we're not looking too hot. 15-13-1. The Stanley Cup hopes right now are currently going down the drain. Well, it is safe to say it was a down season for Alabama, 39-39-4, only 82 points in the season, missing the playoffs, as the Colorado Avalanche will win the President's Trophy with only 54 wins. Artemi Panarin led this squad. The man had 35 goals, 91 points. Kempe had more goals and less points. Artemi Panarin led this squad with 91 points in the season. Kempe had 86. Hughes took a massive step back with only 82. Schmaltz 66. Svechnikov's been pretty mid so far in the video, and Stoli, he is getting older. Yet again, McDavid will have the most points this time at 114, and the most goals will go to Tommy Egg Matthews, who had 58. And we get to see the Florida Panthers take home yet again another Stanley Cup, as they have been dominating the 2020s. McDavid will take home the Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Matthews the Maurice Richard. Makar the Norris. Barkov gets his Conn Smythe. Joseph Wall back-to-back Vezinas. And then finally, for the Selke Trophy, will go to Connor McDavid. The greatest goal scorer of all time, Ovi, will retire with over 1,000 goals in the National Hockey League. Mom killer Corey Perry is gone. Eric Carlson, Kadri, Jonathan Taves. We do have some really good free agents available. Hopefully, the Alabama Burger Boys will take a swing on someone. Now, you guys are going to realize this the longer the video goes on, but the computer AI, they absolutely despise change. It's almost as if we got Brendan Shanahan as our general manager, and we're just going to be running back the same roster over and over again. Artemi Panarin is down to a 90. Adrian Kempe, also a 90 as our best players. Defensively, though, we are held down by Quinn Hughes, 97 overall. Really the only goddamn reason why we were close to the Cup final. Anderson, Wallman are both great, and between the pipes, Anthony Stolarz is an 86 overall. Does not have a lot of time left. At the end of the season, Alabama was decent. 46, 28, and 8, 100 points on the season. I mean, top of our division, although I placed us in the Metro because of how bad that division currently was. Obviously, things will change over time, but as of right now, we are the best team in that division. Florida is still the best team in the league, winning 60 games and only losing 16 in regulation. Somebody needs to stop them. Dallas had a good year. Edmonton, Colorado. Alabama in the top 6 is crazy. Quinn Hughes is carrying this roster. Quinn Hughes, or should I say Artemi Panarin, 101 points on the season at age 37. How is that even possible? Hughes was good though, 23 goals, 93 points. Kempe had 90 and 42 goals on the season. Line 8 is a sniper. Andrei Svechnikov had 60 points yet again. Tuck was decent, and between the pipes, Stoli, 5 shutouts, a 920 save percentage, and 37 wins. Safe to say age is not a thing in NHL 26. These guys are performing like they are in their prime. Alexander Barkov will have a career season of 134 points. Not even remotely close. The Florida Panthers are the best regular season, I think, ever in their franchise history. 46 goals, 134 points. I mean, come on. While also being the best defensive center in the game. On the goals side, we will have Austin Matthews leading the way with 65, Pasta had 62, Thompson 57, Sam Reinhart is up there. We pretty much have the same exact players outside of P. Shorzy, who is probably going to dominate the leaderboards for many, many years to come. I mean, the man is only 20 years old. As we get the Toronto Maple Leafs in the very first round. Should be fun. I guess we should have known that it will always go to a Game 7 against Toronto. On home ice in Alabama, we do have home ice advantage. Let's see if we can get it done. 2-0 lead after 1. Line 8 and Liam Foudy. Still 2-0 after 2. Can Anthony Stolarz and the Alabama Burger Boys hold on? Wait a minute. Braden McNabb on Stolarz, the former Leaf and the former Vegas Golden Knight. Power play for Toronto. They don't get anything on it. We get the power play, and Adrian Kempe will snipe it on Joseph Woll. Extending our lead to 2, and that should do it as the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to fall to the Burger Boys in Game 7. Luckily, we don't have to play Florida, but instead the Washington Capitals. Alexander Ovechkin at this point, I think, is retired. The post-Ovi Capitals, they can't be that good, right? Well, never mind. They beat us in 6 games. Adrian Kempe was our best player come playoff time. 5 goals, 9 points in 13 games. Maverick Bourque showed up, so that is actually beautiful for his future on this roster. I mean, the man is 27. It's not like he is a young buck in the National Hockey League anymore. And Anthony Stolarz, I can't be mad at that. The man was amazing. 929 save percentage, a 247 GAA. We did not give him enough help. I am not surprised at all to see the Florida Panthers go all the way and dominate Dallas in the Cup Finals. Imagine making the Stanley Cup Finals and then getting swept. Yet again, we are on the verge of seeing the Florida Panthers three-peat. Wait a minute. Florida teams have won the Stanley Cups for the past 5 seasons? Florida obviously went back-to-back. Tampa Bay won one in there, and then Florida goes back-to-back yet again. What is going on? Barkov will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross and Hart Trophy. Matthews, the Maurice Richard. Makar, the Norris. Sam Reinhart, the Conn Smythe. We got Luke Yonkman, the Calder. Bob, the Vezina. And the Selke will go to McDavid. Straight up, the Florida Panthers have been absolutely dominant. Le Montreal, unfortunately, is still in the draft lottery. They finished 11th, but they went all the way up to first place. Vancouver second, and the Los Angeles Kings third. Claude Giroux is retiring after almost 1,600 hockey games in the National Hockey League. Goodbye to Brad Marchand. Jamie Benn is gone. Matt Zuccarello, David Perron, the caveman that is Brent Burns, and the legend of Jake Allen is no longer. I'm not gonna lie, the computers, they have their work cut out for them. Rasmus Andersson, unrestricted free agent at the moment. I think pretty much everybody else is signed. Alex Tuck needs to come back. Anthony Stolarz needs a brand new contract. I'm not touching anything. Let him cook. Not a lot of great unrestricted free agents available outside of like maybe Charlie McAvoy. He is 31 years old, 90 overall. Marco Rossi is here. Josh Norris. We offered a contract to the Michigan boy that is Trevor Zegras. Dear God, are things that bad in Alabama? And for the goaltenders, did we get back Stolars? No, we did not. So potentially we could be losing our starting goaltender that posted like a 920 in the regular season and a 930 in the postseason. Also, shout out Sergei Bobrovsky, 91 overall at age 40. He is an ageless wonder. We still have the same exact top line of Panarin, Line, and Kempe. Svechnikov alongside Maverick Bourque, and a 78 overall Marcus Johansson, who's also 38 years old. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the computer AI absolutely butchered this roster. Defensively, we luckily still have Quinn Hughes. How many more seasons does he have left? He has 4 years left at 16.8. He will remain in Alabama, and on the back end, between the pipes, Charlie Lindgren, our starting goaltender, at an 81 overall. This team is garbage. There is absolutely no way this team is good enough to win a Stanley Cup. Not as presently constructed. The computers are going to have to get their head out of their asses and try to find somebody in free agency, make a trade, do something, because as of right now, the Burger Boys are just getting worse and worse as the seasons go on. No postseason for Alabama as we went 38, 41, and 3. We shouldn't really be shocked. I mean, the roster wasn't that great and they didn't perform that great. Nearing the bottom of the Metro, Edmonton, they would win the President's Trophy. Just please already win a Stanley Cup. Dallas had 54 wins. Tampa Bay was up there. Florida is always dangerous as they seem to be the best dynasty of all time in this universe. Quinn Hughes was pretty much our only bright spot of the season. The man had 93 points on a losing hockey team. He's also only 30, so he still has tons of seasons left. Breadman had 89, Kempe 83, Patrick Laine, damn! Back to his goal-scoring ways, 45 goals on the season on a very bad hockey team. I mean, Laine hasn't hit 40 since literally year number 2. Literally over a decade ago at this point. Connor McDavid will do Connor McDavid things. Most points in the NHL. Adam Fantilli will score the most goals at 63. Kaprizov had 60, McDavid 59, Connor had 58. I think we can probably confidently say, dear God, why? Why do they always have to beat up on my Edmonton Oilers? Screw you, EA. That is now the Florida Panthers, I believe, 5th Stanley Cup. Matthew Tkachuk was their leading scorer with 13 goals and 34 points. Leon Draisaitl played well. Sam Reinhart is still great. Alexander Barkov at 25, McDavid 24, and yet again, the Florida Panthers beat my Edmonton Oilers. Ah, my God. You guys can't even see it, but that is their 5th Stanley Cup since 2024. 23-24, 24-25, 27-28, 28-29, 29-30. The Florida Panthers are absolutely unstoppable. Nylander, the Ted Lindsay. We got Fantilli, the Maurice Richard. Art Ross will go to McDavid and Hart to Willie. Cal McCarr again is going to dominate the Norrises. Matthew Tkachuk, the Conn Smythe. Jake Ottinger, the Vezina. And for the Selke, it'll go to Robert Thomas. How much more help does Connor Bedard really need? As Chicago is going to win yet again another draft lottery. San Jose 2nd and then the Islanders 3rd. It's got to be the Florida Panthers, right? They're not allowing any young teams to get better as they're just wreaking havoc across the National Hockey League. A Mount Rushmore player in the form of Sidney Crosby has decided to retire. He did hit over 2,100 points. Patrick Kane is gone. Anze Kopitar stayed until a man was 42 years old. Goodbye to Victor Hedman, Matt Duchene, Jonathan Huberdeau, and for the goaltenders, Jonathan Quick. The dude was 44. David Pastrnak is on the board in unrestricted free agency. He's 34 years old, still a 96. We got guys like Kent Johnson, Tim Stutzel, who we did offer a contract to. Josh Morrissey's a 91. Matt Nyes is available. Neil Pionk, Dylan Larkin. Any good goaltenders? I mean, Logan Thompson's an 87. That wouldn't be bad to pick him up. We're not taking Connor Hellebuck. Joel Hofer, no thank you. We desperately need a goaltender right now. It'll be interesting to see if I end up getting kicked out of franchise mode. We can only go 25 seasons. So if Alabama ends up not getting it done by then, there is something seriously wrong going on in Alabama. The roster seems to be getting bleaker and bleaker every single season. Bottom 6 is absolutely trash. Defensively, we luckily still have Hughes. And Kolosov, who's grown all the way up to an 86. This was the guy that we drafted way back in year number 1. 5th overall. He's a defensive defenseman. Maybe does fit alongside Hughes. Could potentially extend his career. And for goaltenders, we ran back Charlie Lindgren at only an 80 overall. So this roster most likely is not going to win a lot of hockey games. Well, let's simulate the season and see if we can maybe get it done. I mean, who am I kidding? We ain't getting jack shit done this season. Yet again, we are witnessing another losing season in the Burger Boy franchise history. 39, 38, and 5, 83 points. Not even sniffing a postseason appearance, as we got the Buffalo Sabres being the best team in hockey. Oh my god, I don't see any Florida Panthers. Where is Florida at? The Florida Panthers have missed the postseason. I literally prayed for times like this. Quinn Hughes had the most points on her team at 92, despite the fact that the man was a -6. Which honestly isn't even that bad for a roster that overall isn't that good. A playoff missing roster. Kempe had 35 goals. We actually picked up Kent Johnson, which I didn't even notice. Was he not in the lineup at the beginning of the season? Hey, shout out to him. 79 points, 23 goals. He is a 91 overall at 28 years of age. Can we please get a starting goaltender? Charlie Lindgren and Dobis is not it. McDavid yet again had the most points, tied alongside Matthews. They both had 128. The most goals in the league would go to Adam Fantilli with 64. This guy's become one of the best goal scorers, not just in the NHL right now, but maybe of all time. I mean, he's got multiple 60-goal seasons back to back. Let's just say if he keeps up this pace, it is going to be a debate by the end of his career. Ovi better look the hell out. The Seattle Kraken, for the first time in franchise history, can be named Stanley Cup champions. They defeated the New York Rangers in Game 7 of the finals. Nathan MacKinnon was the best player come playoff time for Colorado. The man had 19 goals and 33 points at age 35. Gavin McKenna had 32 for the Rangers. Martin Necas 30. Shane Wright had 25. He was the leading goal scorer for the Seattle Kraken. At least we don't have to sit here and watch a Florida team win the Stanley Cup yet again. Leon Draisaitl will win the Ted Lindsay and the Hart Trophy. Art Ross to Connor McDavid, and Adam Fantilli the Maurice Richard. Landon Dupont has arrived, and he is an Edmonton Oiler. That is most definitely going to extend the window of McDavid and Draisaitl. Shane Wright will take home the Conn Smythe, Devin Levi the Vezina, and for the Selke, it will go to Luke Yonkman, who is a St. Louis Blue. The Nashville Predators are going to win the NHL Draft Lottery. We got John Tavares retiring as a Calgary Flame. Alabama Burger Boy legend and Artemi Panarin is also gone. Tyler Sagan's out of here, JT Miller, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Jacob Markstrom for goaltenders. Also, how could I forget the GOAT that is Malcolm Subban? I don't think we have to re-sign anybody outside of Esamont. Everybody else is locked up on pretty good contracts. Quinn Hughes, he only has 2 years left on his deal. That'll lead him up until he's 33. Face of the franchise, best player on the team. We need to be able to re-sign that man. One of the Florida Panthers core pieces in Sam Reinhart is available. The dude is 35 years old and a 95 overall. We got guys like Lucas Raymond, Brandon Hagel, William Nylander, Brady Tkachuk is on the market. A lot of great forwards that we could potentially go after. And for goaltenders, we have already taken a swing at Jeremy Swayman, 32 years old, 86 overall. Our lineup pretty much is not going to change. We still got Ken Johnson alongside Svechnikov and Kempe. We didn't go after any of those big name free agents, at least offensively. Defensively, Kolosov and Hughes are great. Siegenthaler and Mikkola are okay. And between the pipes, no! We did not pick up Jeremy Swayman. Dobes is our starter at an 80 overall, and it looks like it's going to be 3 consecutive seasons of the Alabama Burger Boys missing the postseason. Listen, you do not want to become that team that never makes the playoffs. Look at the Buffalo Sabres. Those guys have been struggling for damn near 15 years. Every other fan base can collectively look at them and laugh at the fact that their team hasn't made the postseason in damn near 2 decades. It's so embarrassing. I do not want Alabama to become that. Safe to say the regular season has not been going our way. We are 10-20-2, and it looks like yet another season down the drain in Alabama as we potentially miss the postseason yet again. Are we like currently going through the rebuild stage of Alabama? Is that why we're so bad? We literally have a 97 overall in the back end. Quinn Hughes is not going to want to stick around if this is how it's going to be. Quite possibly the worst season in Alabama hockey history. Bottom of the Metro, we went 28-51-3. Only 59 points in the regular season. We were one of the worst teams in all of hockey. In fact, we were the worst team in the NHL. At the top, we got Minnesota winning 55 games. Tampa Bay is still a juggernaut. Vegas was up there. Philly and New York. Quinn Hughes is getting older, and the man wants to win a Stanley Cup. He's still point per game, 83 and 82. Svechnikov at 32 goals. Ken Johnson, 68 points. Kempe's a little bit older, not as good now. This Hogan guy was a minus 31 on a roster. And for goaltenders, we have two absolutely horrific goalies that really cannot hold a candle to Anthony Stolarz. Mitch Marner on Vegas will lead the league in scoring with 121 points, and P. Shorzy in St. Louis, 71 goal season. You mean to tell me that not only does St. Louis have Luke Yonkman, but also P. Shorzy? That is a roster that most certainly will win a Stanley Cup at some point. Finally, Connor Bedard and the Chicago Blackhawks get it done. They win their first Stanley Cup together against the Buffalo Sabres in 6 games. Brady Tkachuk was the best player for Buffalo, 14 goals, 26 points. Tim Stützle had 23, Kaprizov 22, Matt Nyes 22. I don't know why I just called him Kaprizov. I literally know how to say his last name correctly. Where the hell is Connor Bedard? Was he not on the Blackhawks? There he is, Bedsy with 11 goals and 19 points in only 23 games. Getting carried as usual. Fantilli the Lindsay, Shorzy the Maurice Richard, Marner the Art Ross, and Luke Yonkman the Hart. Cale Makar is going to win the Norris. We got Lev Shunov the Conn Smythe, Igor Shesterkin the Vezina, and for the Selke, it will go to Wyatt Johnston. Oh my God, Alabama did not win the draft lottery. We slid down to 2nd place as the Ottawa Senators went from 5th all the way to 1st. Our luck is absolutely trash. Yevgeny Malkin at age 45 decided to call it a career. Nikita Kucherov is gone. Steven Stamkos, Braden Point, Jake Gensel, a lot of former Tampa Bay Lightning. They no longer are going to be a juggernaut. And Sergei Bobrovsky, 43 years old, playing for the Vegas Golden Knights. The dude had 713 wins. In this universe, he is one of the greatest goaltenders of all time. We got McDonald going 1st overall. Franchise medium potentially missed out on a legit piece of the franchise that literally could have been the face for a while. So we can take the Smith guy, Rouleau, Walensky. I think I'm gonna go. Both of these guys are Canadian boys. This guy has a similar style to PK Subban, and he's NHL ready. Offensive defenseman, bang, 79 overall, elite medium potential. Basically gonna be our Quinn Hughes replacement once Quinn Hughes goes. The clock most definitely is ticking on Quinn Hughes. Nico Mikola's contract is up. Adrian Kempe is probably gone. He's only an 82. The team doesn't look great. We're not in a great spot at all. We don't have a goaltender. We're going to be losing our franchise defenseman. Luckily, though, we got Rouleau, 79 overall, 18 years of age, most likely going to start on the NHL roster. Unless the computer GM messes up. Kevin Korchinski, the best guy available at an 88 overall. We got guys like Rutger McGroarty, Nico Hischier, Jackson Lacombe, Joel Eriksson Ek. Any good goaltenders? Soderblom's only an 82, so the goaltending market isn't great right now. Pretty much going to run out the exact same roster as we have done every single season. It has just gotten a little bit weaker every single year. Defensively, Hughes and Kolosov are great. Where's our young guy? There he is, 79 overall. Does he fit? Oh my God, him and Hughes are a dynamic duo. My apologies to Kolosov, but man, this guy is the future of this team. And between the pipes, we have an 81 overall Scott Ratzlav. Oh my God, we are cooked. I truly wonder when this nightmare will end. The Alabama Burger Boys yet again are not good. 34, 38, and 10, 78 points in the season. Only the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Metro are worse, and it is looking like we are not even close to being a playoff contender, let alone Stanley Cup. As we got to sit here and actually believe that the Buffalo Sabres are a good hockey team. The decline of Quinn Hughes has begun. Only 12 goals, 67 points. He hasn't had a season like this in a long time, man. You got to go way back to 2021-22 on the Vancouver Canucks, where he had 8 goals and 68 points. Since that moment, he's been a consistent 80-90 point guy, but this season, at age 33, everything has changed. Ken Johnson wasn't very good. Svechnikov at 63. Like, we don't have any offense whatsoever, and then our goaltender is only rocking a 903. What do you want me to do? Adam Fantilli might be the GOAT. The man had the most points at 129. The most goals we go to Matthews with 67. 87, 6'7". Fantilli had 65. Alexi Protas had a 60-goal season on Washington. What an absolute unit of a man. A brand new career high at age 32. Shout out to the Blue Jackets winning their very first Stanley Cup in franchise history. Adam Fantilli led the way, 19 goals, 43 points. He's got to be the greatest Columbus Blue Jacket player of all time. Will Eklund had a 40-point playoff run. Kirill Marchenko, 36. Yeah, the offense of Columbus was off of this earth. What the fuck does that even mean, off of the earth? Speak, Pasta, speak! At least we don't have to sit here and watch the Florida Panthers just dominate. Fantilli, the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Rasmus Dahlin will win the Norris. Fantilli also the Conn Smythe. Stuart Foreskin Skinner won the Vezina and was the starting goaltender of the Blue Jackets, while Luke Yonkman takes home another Selke. We have had shit luck so far, I'm not gonna lie. We are now second in the draft lottery. Pittsburgh ended up winning it. Back-to-back second overall picks when we've not been a good hockey team. Can't we just get first overall at least once? David Pastrnak is retiring as a Buffalo Sabre. William Nylander is gone. Bo Horvat, Travis Konechny, Tomas Hertl, and Seth Jones. And the biggest fraud of all time in Connor Hellebuck has called it a career in St. Louis. Conveniently enough, never got a Stanley Cup. I wonder why. The time has finally come. Quinn Hughes, an unrestricted free agent. I don't know if the computers are going to be able to sign him. We got Hagen also up. He's an RFA. We got to sign. Gira is the guy I believe that we took second overall. He's a power forward, medium elite potential. Could be a guy of the future. Maybe the face of the franchise. Who knows? We got Gavin McKenna available. 95 overall at 25 years of age. Connor Bedard is a free agent. Zach Werenski, Jack Eichel, Ivan Demidov. If we don't pick up somebody, there's something seriously wrong going on in Alabama, because the options right now are limitless. Well, we struck out on everybody. The Alabama Burger Boys struck out on literally every big name free agent. That is absolutely tragic, as this roster is one of the worst in the entire NHL. Quinn Hughes did decide somehow to re-sign and stay in Alabama. Kevin Korchinski is here. Kolosov. We got our young guy also, and then between the pipes, we are running it back with Scott. We also now have Mike Sullivan as our head coach. Looking at the roster on paper, there are some kinks to work out, but this team is good enough to compete for a playoff spot. You know what? Screw it. Make the Cup Finals or don't even bother becoming our head coach. If we ever do become a competitive hockey team again, I would not mind hopping into a few hockey games in the postseason with Alabama just to see how we perform out on the ice. But unfortunately, it is looking like those playoff days are way behind us. Currently in the midst of a rebuild, yet again another bad season. I guess the good news is we were not dead last in the division. 35, 41, and 6, 76 points. New York was the other team that was only worse than us. But again, we're not even close to being a playoff team, as the Buffalo Sabres have dominated the regular season over the past 3 years, and the Alabama Burger Boys are a bottom team in the National Hockey League. The downfall needs to be studied. Shout out to Quinn Hughes. He's sticking around, putting up points, 80 on the season. Ken Johnson at 72, Maverick Bork 63. Like, we don't have the straight shooters that we used to have, and we don't have a good starting goaltender. Scott only rocked a .902 save percentage. Somebody help me. Adam Fantilli is the best player alive. Most points in the NHL and the most goals. This guy is a legit number one. He's only a 93 overall, simulating like a 97, 98, putting together one of the best resumes potentially of all time. He's got a cup, a Conn Smythe, a Hart Trophy, 2 Ted Lindsay, an Art Ross, and a Maurice Richard. The Buffalo Sabres get it done in 6 games over Minnesota. Gavin McKenna ended up signing in Buffalo. Did he get drafted by the Sabres? No, he didn't. He was a New York Ranger and then snaked us to sign with Buffalo. I guess the right decision, because they did win the Cup. Kaprizov had 26 points. Tage Thompson, 24. Brady Tkachuk was solid. Timmy Stu. Right now, I'm more concerned with Adam Fantilli. He is the GOAT of all GOATs in the league. He didn't win the Hart Trophy. That would go to TNT somehow. Cale Makar takes home the Norris. We got McKenna, the Conn Smythe, Devin Levi, the Vezina, and Luke Yonkman, the Selke. The Winnipeg Jets jumped from 11th place to winning the draft lottery. No wonder we can't get any better. We have had straight up just shitty luck, as Connor McDavid's going to retire with over 800 goals. Connor McDavid's going to end up retiring at the age of 37, even though Crosby played until he was like 43. McKinnon is gone. Matthew Tkachuk, Mark Scheifele, Nikolai Ehlers, and Matt Barzell. And Andrei Vasilevsky, one of the greatest goaltenders of all time. A 3-time Cup champ. He's got a Conn Smythe. He has a Vezina. Andrei Svechnikov's contract is up. He might not end up returning. Might be best, honestly, for both sides. This Millman guy, I think we drafted 79 overall, 18 years of age. He's got top 4 medium potential. Could be a core piece of our D-core moving forward. Please tell me there's some good big-name free agents. Taro Tukkonen, 89 overall. Brant Clark is there. Svechnikov is available. We actually, oh my god. We offered Hanzik a contract, 87 overall, 29 years old. I don't think he's going to be our savior. Yet again, Alabama strikes out in the free agent department. Ken Johnson right now is our best forward at an 87. Defensively, Hughes is down to a 94. Kolosov, 86. Korchinski and Renault are both pretty decent on the back end. And then between the pipes, we picked up Arthur Shelofs, who is only an 84. We have to desperately change something in Alabama because things ain't going well. 36, 43, and 3, 75 points. Near the bottom of the National Hockey League, while we get to see a team like San Jose. At the bottom of the National Hockey League, while we get to see a team like San Jose win 68 games on the season. Only 9 regulation losses, 5 in overtime. Quite literally the greatest regular season of all time. We just don't have enough scoring right now. Ken Johnson led our team with 84 points, but he was a minus 19. Quinn Hughes is not the player he used to be. Maverick Bork hasn't really panned out. Everybody else is too young and too inexperienced. Arthur Shelofs only had a 900 save percentage. What is the reason that we signed this guy? Some of these decisions by the computer AI have been questionable to say the least. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to build a hockey team. And right now we are stuck in purgatory as we just rot away at the bottom of the NHL. Finally, Connor McDavid gets it done. They beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Cup Finals in 5 games. Absolutely spanked them. Things you love to see. Landon Dupont actually led the team in scoring with 32 points. Isaac Howard had 22. Leon Draisaitl 21. Shorzy was great for the St. Louis Blues. Where's McDavid? Are you telling me Connor's not on the roster? There is no way the Edmonton Oilers. Right, he retired. What am I saying? Oh my god, he retires in the very next season. They win the Stanley Cup. Adam Fantilli is still the best player in all of hockey. Macklin Celebrini, though, will take home the Hart. Cale Makari, another Norris. Landon Dupont, the Conn Smythe. Yaroslav Askarov, the Vezina. And for the Selke, it is going to go to Hornquist. Finally, the Alabama Burger Boys have done it. No, we haven't won the Stanley Cup, but the draft lottery instead. Sasha Barkov is finally retiring as a Detroit Red Wing. Mikko Rantanen is out of here. Kyle Connor, Tage Thompson, Dylan Larkin. Didn't Dylan Larkin retire a few seasons ago? And then Mackenzie Blackwood, Linus Allmark, and Joseph Wall. This is the moment I have been waiting for a very long time. Dwight Sutton is the highest ranked prospect right now. Defensive defenseman, only has elite medium potential. Similar style to Mark-Edward Vlasic, and he's NHL ready. I mean, it would be very responsible to take this guy first overall, so that is what we're gonna do. 80 overall, defensive defenseman. I am praying that he pans out. Adam Fantilli currently is on the market asking for $19 million. I mean, respect. The man does deserve it. If we could somehow land him, that would be absolutely fantastic. Nylander's available, Mo Sider, Ridley Gregg. There's a lot of great free agents that we could potentially go after. Well, we didn't get Adam Fantilli, but we picked up Connor McMichael and Tej Aginla, 2 forwards that we desperately needed. We also got Victor Eklund on our second line now at an 85 overall. Why is our young guy playing 4th line minutes on a hockey team that isn't very good? Defensively, Quinn Hughes now is a 92 overall. Sutton is an 80. Kolosov, 86. I gotta fix out the lineup a little bit. And then Johnny Goalie signed with the Alabama Burger Boys. I don't believe it. A 90 overall netminder as our starting goalie. We haven't had this literally ever. Stolarz, he only got as high to an 88, 89. This is the best goaltender that has ever suited up for Alabama. I don't believe it. The Burger Boys actually had a winning record, 43 wins and 34 losses back in the postseason. It's about goddamn time. 3rd best team in the Metropolitan Division, and for the entire National Hockey League, we would end up being 13th overall. With Victor Eklund leading our team in scoring, 72 points. Now, we're not going to be a high-octane offense. This will be a defensive team, no doubt about it. Quinn Hughes only had 58 points, but Johnny Goalie, what? The man only had a 903, buddy. You're a 90 overall. I expect a lot better performance than that. We're not going to win a Stanley Cup that way. He's only 27 years old. It's not like he's washed. P. Shorzy has officially arrived. Most points at 144. The most goals at 66. We could have had Connor Bedard. We could have had Adam Adam Fantilli, unfortunately. Oh my God. Fantilli left Columbus to go to Calgary, out of all places. He was this close to becoming an Alabama Burger Boy. Back in the playoff race, we are going to be playing the Carolina Hurricanes in round number 1. I actually have no clue how this playoff run will go. We could be a first round exit. We could have a Cinderella run and go to the Cup Finals. At this point, the options are limitless. We are going to go to a Game 7 against the Hurricanes in Carolina. First period, we are down by 1. Second period, we tie the game up thanks to Kent Johnson and Connor McMichael. Maybe Alabama actually has a shot to win a playoff series for the first time, which feels like a decade. Unfortunately, we're down by 1 with 11 minutes left to play here in the third period. Come on, Alabama. I believe in y'all. Holy shit, we have gameplay. For the first time in the video, less than 2 minutes remaining in the third period, can the Alabama Burger Boys somehow tie this game up and force overtime? I wholeheartedly believe in this squad. We got to go all out. Full forecheck, full attack, offensive zone draw. And Johnson's going to lose it. Uh-oh. Vanier, he's going to skate it out for Carolina. Hands it off to Miller. DeAndre Miller into the zone. DeAndre, fake shot. Okay. Whatever the hell that was. TJ Gainwell, let's go, buddy. Get it out there. Okay. These computer AIs, man. There's a reason why we haven't seen any gameplay. Logan Stankoven still on Carolina all these seasons later. Nice save there by Johnny Goalie. Kent Johnson moves up to McMichael. Connor McMichael. Come on, get into the zone. McMichael in the middle. Johnston shot and a save by the Carolina netminder. Man, the size of his nutsack has to be massive. He just played that puck with 20 seconds to go in a 1-goal game. Stankoven, calm the hell down. Buddy bombed it away like he was Barack Obama in 2011. 18 seconds to go in the third. We're going to lose that draw. We got to pull our goalie. Johnny Goalie, get to the bench, bud. Here we go. Maverick Bourque going cross ice. No, turnover, slap shot into the zone. Don't even try for the empty netter. I guess they are self-aware. Victor Eklund into the zone. Eklund over backhander. And we have 3 seconds to play in the third. If we win the draw, there's a shot. If we lose the draw, the game is emphatically over and we lose the draw. Unbelievable. The Alabama Burger Boys, they are going to fall in Game 7 of the very first round to the Carolina Hurricanes. Not a good day to be a Burger Boy fan. Our young guy had the most points and he had 9 goals on our team. The power forward is shaping up to be one of our best players. Quinn Hughes had 8 points, Ken Johnson 7, Bourque 7, Hagen had 6. As the Philadelphia Flyers will beat my Oilers in Game 7 of the Cup Finals. P. Shorzy is the greatest player of all time. We got Cale Makar taking home another Norris, Matvei Mishkov the Conn Smythe, Swayman the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Adam Fantilli. Please come to Alabama. Your mom's a hoe. Sebastian Aho is out of here. Alex DeBrincat is gone. Martin Natchez, Nick Suzuki, and Brock Besser. Also, Rasmus Dahlin. Can we please sign someone that will help this roster contend and win a Stanley Cup? The good news is the roster definitely is improved. We signed some guys like Kirill Kaprizov, Matthias Maselli, Huhtanen, Niels Hoglander, and Laxko. I got to rearrange the forward core to make sure the chemistry does fit defensively. I mean, we got Hughes on our back end. Kevin Korchinski is still here. Kolosov, and then Johnny Goalie at an 89 overall. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the best team we've had in like 7 to 8 years. Alabama is almost back to their winning ways. 49, 29, and 4, second in our division. A very good regular season for the first time in a long time. We are a top 10 team in the National Hockey League. Kent Johnson was our leading scorer with 77 points. TJ Ginla had 70. Pretty much the offense was evenly spread out throughout our forward core. And then between the pipes, Johnny Goalie only had a 904 despite the fact the man is an 89 overall, damn near 90. He is not really simulating like it. Gavin McKenna is going to go absolutely insane. 132 points. He also had the most goals at 71, tied alongside Adam Fantilli. And we know how much of a goddamn goat this guy is. Gavin McKenna seems to be on that trajectory as well, as our playoff run begins against the Washington Capitals in round number 1. It will be a clean sweep in round number 1 against the Washington Capitals. I'm not gonna lie, this is feeling like a Cinderella run. A 4-0 sweep in the first round. Come on. We are now going to play the Flyers in the second round. We did have to go to 7, but we got the job done. And for the first time since I believe year 2 or 3, when we made, I think, the Stanley Cup Finals, the Alabama Burger Boys, they're going to play in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't believe it. The final stage has been set. My favorite hockey team against my favorite custom team. Alabama against Edmonton to finally win the Stanley Cup with an expansion team in NHL 26. Alabama has finally done it. They have swept the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup Finals. We didn't lose a single game, and 13 seasons later, we are crowned as Stanley Cup champions, all due to the computer AI wheeling and dealing in the off seasons. I did the expansion draft, and I made a few first overall picks, but outside of that, I had no effect. The computers, they didn't do a lot for a decade, I'll be honest. We were a very bad team that missed the playoffs consecutively, but luckily we got everything together. Oh my God, Rod Guerrero, 20 goals in the postseason. Unbelievable. Probably the greatest playoff run of all time. We turned around the franchise, signed some big name free agents, and finally got the job done. And Quinn Hughes, he's still a part of the roster. He was here from day one. The man has been through it all and now finally can be a Stanley Cup champion. Guerrero, of course, was our best player, 20 goals and 27 points. He won the Conn Smythe. TJ Ginla had 24, Laxo 24, Ken Johnson 20, Victor Eklund 17, and Johnny Goalie finally had a good playoff run at a .916 save percentage. I'm not gonna lie, we were utterly dominant. The man went 15-2-3. Fantilli will take home the Ted Lindsay, Maurice Richard, and the Hart Trophy. Zane Perek, the Norris, Guerrero, the Conn Smythe, Ravensbergen, the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Luke Yonkman. Well, that is going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.